Što na zemlji kaluzi, sijate ko angeli, sijate ko angeli.
To an apprentice who seeks advice on the spiritual life. From the letters of Venerable Saint Nikolai Velimirivich. I cannot tell you how much your letter made me happy. When I read it, I exclaimed, "O Lord, here is your hero. Bless him." You are a hero indeed, even though you are only 15. In your boss's home you see only discord, hatred, and wondering. In the warehouse where you fill and empty crates, you hear only swear words and indecencies from your comrades. On the street and everywhere around you, scandals and only scandals. But your heroic spirit does not accept even one of those scandals which are attacking you through your eyes and your ears. And so with you, what you see, you don't see, and what you hear, you don't hear. Oh, how differently you imagined all of this when you came from the village into the town. Stepping into the town for the first time, you write that you saw houses more beautiful than your village church. And with fear and trembling you walk down the streets, being angry at your feet for bringing the peasant dust into that town of temples, into that unseen cleanliness and sanctity. You crossed yourself before many of the big houses, as one crosses himself when he sees a church. But then something terrible happened to you. Something which let you know that those houses are not churches. Someone jumped out of one of those tall buildings and cursed the most sacred thing in heaven. Alas, you stopped breathing. You turned back and you started running towards your village. But while you were at it, you thought that there is no way for you to get back. You cried bitterly, and then, wiping the tears away, you went back into the town. Since then, from day to day, you had to collect all of your strength, all of your little life, to resist the horror after horror which surrounded you. At times you would hear a church bell, even though you have not yet seen a church in that town, and you thought, that must be the angels from heaven announcing the terrible judgment to the corrupt world. Your bosses never attend church, and their apprentices and workers do not either. Burning with longing for the divine services, you once dared to ask your boss's wife if you could go to church, and she laughed out loud. She grabbed you by the hair and dragged you to the dining room where breakfast was taking place, and yelled with laughter. Imagine what this little priest came up with. He wants to go to church. And everyone laughed like crazy. But all those storms only made the tree of your life stronger. The more your hatred for scandals grew, the more your love for God also grew. And you preserved in faith, honesty, and purity. O great hero of God, may the Lord bless you. For me you resemble David, who killed Goliath as a boy. You have also defeated many gigantic evils which wanted to deaden your soul. And now that you have been delivered from many scandals by God's help, you ask for advice on how to work further towards the salvation of your soul. My golden child, remain brave, and God will not abandon you. You ask for just 2 or 3 rules, so you can remember. Good. Here are 3 rules, and no more. First rule, read Christ's commandments from this little gospel that I'm sending you. Second rule, when you read and understand those commandments, fulfill them as you are able. Third rule, pray to God that He may open your reason so that you may correctly understand what you read, and that He would strengthen you with His Spirit so that you can fulfill what you read. May God strengthen you by His blessing.